main difference between this program and other training programs is that they only dump knowledge on you. You go to 2-day workshop, 4-day workshop, 5-day workshop, you only get knowledge and more knowledge. So we are in an era of information overload. So think of this. Out of your busy schedule, you find 2 days for the training and you go to the training. First of all, your mind is or your brain is trying to get adjusted to out of a busy work routine to some leisure time. So brain or mind immediately accept that, yes, this is a relaxing time for me. Out of work, I can relax now. And then you started to receive some new information, which looks interesting, exciting. You, of course, participate in the training, you get the new ideas. And 2 days after or 5 days after, you get back to work with a load of information on your mind, new information. And you again get back busy in your work schedules, work routine. And you remember the information. That was fantastic information, new information. I need to do something about it. And the time is running out. 2 weeks pass by, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And your mind is started to lose that information which you got because you did not do anything practically about it. You just kept it in mind as a memory. And in 3-4 weeks, it started to slip away. And 6 weeks, 8 weeks, it's almost gone. So most of the training is really waste of money, waste of time, waste of resources, because our educator or our corporate people or decision makers, whoever controls these things, they have not been able to digest or understand that adult training has to be very different. When you are a young child, you go to full day school, that works fantastic because the fresh mind is ready to absorb the information and they do it very well. But once you are as a matured adult in your work life, you are very different. Your brain is very different. Your brain is not receptive because there is so many other pressures. You have kids, you have family obligations, you are matured, so there are other obligations, the work pressures. So with all those pressures going on in your mind, it doesn't work that you go 2 days or 5 days and sit for full day on these trainings and change yourself. Yes, you do get knowledge. You're smart enough to understand those ideas. You get that knowledge. You acknowledge it. But then it does not bring the main purpose of the training to change you or change your thinking. Practically, it does not happen. There is a big gap between knowing and doing. We are good to know, but we are not good to do. Big gap. And that gap gets wider and wider because you are all the time getting knowledge, new information dumping on your mind, but you don't have time. It doesn't mean that you're dumb. You cannot do that. You don't have time to apply it. You don't have time to implement it or experiment it. And you started to get frustrated because now you know what you didn't know before, but you cannot do it or cannot benefit from it. So rather helping you, it's getting in frustrations. I learned a lot. I learned from the Daniel Goleman, and Daniel Goleman is a living legend on this topic. And he said in his book, Primal Leadership, that training learning model do not work with adults. I get it. I got it very early. I don't know why other people don't get it. So adult mind actually learns best in small doses. It doesn't learn by dumping 8 hours a day, all the knowledge or information. That only results in information overload. The adult mind is already congested, it's already crowded, it's already overloaded. So you need to be very careful. How do you feed it? If you overfeed it, it would vomit. So you need to provide those knowledge in small doses. And then it needs more time for digestion. It doesn't happen immediately like young student, young child, children, they go to college, school, and they immediately get the information, they get the idea because they are fresh. Their hard drive is almost empty. Your hard drive is already overloaded. So you first of all, you get the information, new knowledge in small doses, and then you need a longer time for digesting it. So look at this format of this program. I learned it very quickly. Initially, this program you are sitting in was used to be for 3 months only. And when I learned this idea that adult training has to be very different, I changed the format from 3 months. I immediately switched to 12 months. So longer duration, right? We definitely added more contents, but main idea was to change the recipe into small doses over a longer period of time. So rather than doing this program, this could be a 3-week or 4-week full time. It's a 12-month program. But the minimum requirement is that you spend 2 hours a week, which is very well balanced for a busy mind. 2 hours a week, maybe 3 hours just to review and catch up with a few things. But you do it consistently for 12 months. That is where the magic happens. 12 months is a long enough period to really bring a change in you, especially when you are taking consistently small doses. So that is how the program format is designed. After COVID, a lot has changed. And what has changed that Many big business schools and training institutions have changed the format for trainings, and now it's online or blended or hybrid type of things. But they are still not getting the idea. They need to, when we have squeezed programs, like a 5-week training or 2-day training, or even some longer duration program in some business schools, like advanced management programs, which are for 4 weeks or 6 weeks or 8 weeks, they were squeezed because people travel for it, right? If people come from all over across the world to Harvard need to ensure that they try to feed them as much as possible within a certain duration. With online, you don't need to squeeze into a shorter time period because people don't have to travel. So people at their convenience can be available whenever you want it, like you guys, right? We are meeting every week. You don't have to travel. It's easy on the weekend, practical, better digestible. This is a practical program. My intention in this program is not really to dump knowledge on you. Now we bring knowledge, we start with the knowledge, with an intention, with an objective that you will change your habits, you will change your thinking. So with this new technology and the new revolution, the COVID has given us the opportunity. You don't need to squeeze time. You don't need to do 8 hours training. You need to do it in small doses over a longer period of time, and people digest it much better.